rivalry. Game 1 went to the Nats as their bats broke out big time against Orioles pitching. But it's not the end of the world. In baseball, there's always a next day. And Guthrie and Lannon take the mound. They're hoping to make it a pitcher's duel. It's up next, the Nats and O's on Masson.
It's Interleague Baseball on Masson. A beautiful day at Camden Yards. Middle game of the 3-game series as the Orioles host the Washington Nationals. And hi, everybody. Jim Hunter and Mike Flanagan. Orioles allowed 17 runs last night. But, Mike, I just looked at the scoreboard. It's 0-0.
That is the good news for this afternoon. It goes back to 0-0, start over fresh.
Of course, the Orioles bullpen had another rough night last night. And Buck Showalter said before the game, in large part, a bullpen inefficiency leads to starters not doing their job. Well, over the last 4 games, there are the numbers. A 9.27 ERA, has allowed runs now in 8 straight games, 32 runs overall, and has allowed runs in 35 of the 41 games, only 6 scoreless appearances on the year, and then you put together back-to-back short starts. So today, the tonic has to be Jeremy Guthrie.
It does. Guthrie out of the chute is really important today. The bullpen is on fumes, and Guthrie has pitched deep into ball games, and hopefully he can do it this afternoon.
Well, the Nationals came into Camden Yards last night looking for their bats, and I think they found them. For more on that, Bob Carpenter and FP Santangelo. Bob.
Right you are, Jim. I was standing next to the bat rack this morning. They said, get away from those bats in the clubhouse. They don't want anything to change what happened last night. But evidently, FP, it's light years from New York to Baltimore, not just a 3-hour train ride.
Well, you see the numbers right there. To me, it's not so much about the numbers. It was about the approach that the Nationals hitters had last night. And I think it all started with Danny Espinosa's 10-pitch at-bat. He was fantastic. Fouling balls off, buying himself another chance. So right there, that at-bat set the tone for the night. Another thing that set the tone for the night, General Manager Mike Rizzo gathered the team together in New York, and he told them, hey, we are a team. The 25 guys we have here are going to be here all season long. We got to fight. We got to fight tonight. So you saw it last night, the results. A little pep talk from the general manager, a little fight, a little battle. And they look good at the plate.
And, Jim, I know this guy sitting next to you knows what happened last night has nothing to do with today. That was just one ball game.
Yeah, momentum is as good as your next day starter, and that's Jeremy Guthrie today. It's the Orioles and Nationals, the middle game of 3. Lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
What a gorgeous day at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Chamber of Commerce weather as the Orioles and Nats play the middle game of this 3-game series. And today's game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 82 lovely degrees here at Oriole Park. And the best news is no threat of rain. Let's get a look at the starting lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. And for the Nationals, Bernardino, Desmond, and Nix with Jason Worth in that cleanup spot. Matt Stairs will DH again. LaRoche, Ramos, Espinosa, and Jerry Hairston Jr. career at Camden Yards. Of course, a lot of games as an Oriole. 265, 11 home runs, and 82 RBIs.
Today's scouting report is brought to you by APSIA. Visit APSIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. For Jeremy Guthrie, it'd be how about some runs, please? 1.73 runs of support while he is out there. Stays solo. He's allowed 9 home runs on the year. The good news, just 6 of those solos. And paroled out of the bullpen on Wednesday in that 15-inning outing, back into the starting rotation here on Saturday. So we'll see if that has any effect on his velocity this afternoon.
Well, Jeremy Guthrie, Mike, watching last night as the Nationals hit their club record 6 home runs. That's what's hurt Jeremy at times in his career, is that inopportune home run. What about that impact as he was watching last night?
Well, you probably best not watch him.
Okay.
that would be my recommendation.
Here's Roger Bernardino as he takes ball 1. And Bernardino, big night last night. 2 out of 6, including a 2-run home run. And his average starting to come around, batting .300 over the last 7 games. And he takes down and in and a 2-0 count. Of course, Bernardino, a lot of speed. The Nationals will have 5 left-handed batters in there against Guthrie today, and misses low, so 3 balls and no strikes. Jeremy has walked only 9 batters on the year, and he falls behind Bernardino 3-0. And there's a strike at the knees, 3-1. He averages 1.5 walks per 9 innings, outstanding ratio. 3-1, high pop, shallow right. Out is Andino, in is Markakis. And the right fielder calls and makes the catch, and 1 away.
Take a look at the defense this afternoon. Nolan Reimold will be in left field. Adam Jones in center. Markakis will play right. Reynolds and Hardy on the left side. Andino and Snyder getting the start today at first base. Matt Wieters back behind the plate.
So Wieters catching the late afternoon game after a night game. And tomorrow it'll be a 1:35 game in the finale. Here's Ian Desmond, the shortstop. 3 for his last 14. Yeah, there's a strike in the inside corner. There seemed to be a little bit of a different spring in the step of the Nationals at their stretch today after a big night last night.
Oh, you got a lot of fat cats out there. They got a bunch of hits yesterday. That's why.
Can't wait to get back in the box.
Pretty loose yesterday before the game in the clubhouse. This is a group of guys that likes to be around each other. They have fun together on and off the field.
And the 1-1 outside, 2-1. Guthrie's last start was a week ago yesterday, May the 13th, Friday the 13th in Tampa Bay, and he was really good that night. Pitched a complete game and a loss, as he lost 3-0 to Jeremy Hellickson, who pitched a complete game 4-hit shutout. And Sam Holbrook early on here appears to be a hitter's umpire.
Well, at least early on, yeah, the low extremity of the strikes looked pretty good to me. One thing I talked to Jeremy before the game.
Bouncer to second base, and Dino's there in between hop, and 2 away in the first inning.
And he said, I know I have to be down in the strike zone to be better.
Here's Lance Nix, whose batting average coming on. 385 clip over the last 11 games, including 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So you average almost an RBI a game. Your bat's coming on.
Now he's been locked in since day 1 for the Nats. Loves the ball down in the strike zone. Great low ball hitter.
So Guthrie gets a couple of outs in the first. And this one's pulled deep and foul down the right side. Right to a fan where he was sitting.
Right in the front row.
He didn't even have to move. We're going to look at that.
Took him up defensive positioning.
There you go, kids. Here, I'm just hanging out in the sun. I'm enjoying the day. And this guy's got to hit a baseball to me.
Well, we're going to Milwaukee after this, and Bob Uecker would have been proud of that one.
Well, it's a long strike. Here's an off-speed pitch that's high, 1-1. Nix with 6 home runs, 18 RBIs on the year. He's a guy you want to be aggressive with because you look at his walks to strikeouts. 3 walks to 27 strikeouts on the year. He's either overly aggressive or not very selective or both. Likes to get that bat on the ball.
Or he just loves to hit.
Swings through it, 2-2.
Yeah, straight changeup up in the zone, but Nick swings right through it.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Lance Nix is probably never going to play for the Oakland Athletics.
Wouldn't get a second look from that organization.
2-2 on Nix. And Guthrie gets him. So a 15-pitch, 3 up, 3 down first inning. The Nats don't score. Orioles coming up in the bottom of the first. Come the Orioles in the bottom of the first. Today's Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Birds. Robert Andino, then Adam Jones in that number 2 spot. Adam is on an absolute tear, batting at a .415 clip over the last 10 games, 4 doubles and 8 RBIs. Markakis, Guerrero, and Wieters with Hardy at short, then Reynolds, Reimold, and Snyder, predominantly right-handed batting lineup against John Lannon.
Let's check out our AFCIA intelligence report on John Lannon. Slow down. John Lannon's worked on his tempo. A lot of times he'll get going too fast. You got to keep it slow on the mound today in to win. A lot of times he'll spin off because he's working too fast. Ball will be up and away to right-handers. Sometimes he has trouble delivering the ball inside to those guys and score early. 6 runs of support for John Lannon in his last 5 starts total.
Well, you would think something has to give this afternoon. Both starters.
And Dino with a bunt trying to get it past Lannon, could not. And the other hand tossed to first. 1 pitch, 1 away. Good idea, but he couldn't push it far enough for the base hit.
The defense for the Nats behind John Lannon today: Nix, Bernardino, and Wirth in the outfield. Desmond and Hairston on the left side. Espinosa and LaRoche on the right side. And in the squad today, putting down the digits again, Wilson Ramos.
So here is Adam Jones, who has really picked up his pace at the plate. Batting in the number 2 spot. Mr. Brian Roberts still out of the lineup. And Derek Lee out of the lineup. Markakis moves down a spot to the number 3. And Buck Showalter's been trying different looks in the number 2 spot. But Adam now in back-to-back games batting second. There's Derek Lee, who's hoping to come off the disabled list after the 15 days with the oblique strain. And Jones looks at a high pitch, 1-0.
So, Mike, I'm all about good tempo for starting pitchers. I love guys that work fast. You love playing behind guys like that. But can you work too fast as a starting pitcher?
I don't think it's possible.
Really? So
no, I'm dead serious. I mean, you can get the ball back and really try to control the pace of the game to be ready. The goal was always to be ready before the hitter was ready to apply that pressure. I don't. It's obviously you can do it in your delivery. You can be too quick, but being ready to go into that delivery, I don't think you can be quick.
Well, Lannon has struggled mightily against right-handed batters on the year. A very robust .336 batting average against Lannon. Jim Riggleman says he's done a real good job facing left-handed batters this year where he had struggled in the past, and maybe there's some carryover to that from one side of the plate to the other. Jones fouls it back.
Well, Buck Showalter trying to stack this lineup with just about every right-hander he had available. Only Markakis, the lone left-hander. Well documented. The Orioles are this year just 3-9 against left-handed starting. You really can't put your finger on it. The reason why, I mean, they've added Derek Lee and Vlad Guerrero and Reynolds, who historically have really hammered left-handed pitching. Just hasn't happened again this year.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Adam hits it to right center field. Over is Jason Worth, and he's got it for the out. And 2 down in the first inning. Well, Nick Markakis batting now 2 outs and nobody on. Last night, another multi-hit game. He's now got a 6-game hitting streak in which he's batting .440 with a home run. Markakis now with 12 multi-hit games, and by the end of the year, he'll either lead the team or be right there. For the moment, the man on deck is leading the Orioles in multi-hit games. That's Guerrero. And a big bouncer to second base played by Espinosa. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for John Lannon. So each pitcher with a good start. Second inning coming up, no score. Yards, we're featuring an exciting lineup of Jeep and Dodge vehicles, and today we're highlighting the 2011 Ram 1500. Its first in-segment rear suspension provides ride and handling capabilities unexpected in a pickup truck. Its best-in-class aerodynamics help maximize fuel economy without sacrificing any of its 5.7-liter V8 Hemi engine's legendary performance. And its first in-segment unique Ram box provides convenient storage for all of your professional and recreational needs. Visit your local Dodge dealer to learn more and schedule a test drive. You'll be glad you did. And here is Jason Worth leading off in the Washington second. He takes strike one. Stairs and LaRoche will follow. Jeremy Guthrie looking for his second win on the year. He has not won since opening night in Tampa. And Jason Worth had himself a game last night.
He has leg kick nice and slow and early, landing very soft, catching some stuff out in front of the plate. Like I said last night, he had a tough at-bat to end the game in New York. And I went up to him in the clubhouse. I said, "You locked yourself in with that swing." And he said, "I did." And we saw the results last night.
8 home runs, 18 RBIs on the year for the Nats. His first season in Washington, late on that swing. And it's 2-2. Guthrie averaging 5.5 strikeouts per game with the 1.5 walks. And he has allowed 9 home runs.
Working at a good pace, and the 2-2 is a bouncer right back to Guthrie, who fields his position very well. And the toss to first, and Worth is retired. The Maryland Lottery's double play contestant of the game is Susan Hummer from Annapolis. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game today, Susan will win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn double plays into cash and enter to win for a chance at amazing Orioles prizes. Just go to mdlottery.com/doubleplay. Orioles have turned 38 double plays on the year. Matt Stairs takes a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Stairs again DHing. The ageless veteran getting back-to-back starts. Foul the other way, a little late on the swing.
There's that little leak we were talking about last night, Mike. First move from Stairs, if you watch his front shoulder, he's flying open a little bit.
Yeah, and usually a pitcher, certainly someone like Jeremy Guthrie will notice that, or sure it'll end up in the scouting report. Just stay away, stay to the outside part of the plate till he shows you can cover that. And a lot of times hitters will tell you if you're on the mound being observed and you see him step out, he's feeling at his front shoulder. So, he must be leaking on his front shoulder. So I'm just going to stay down and away and see if he can cover it.
Now, can you see that when you're throwing?
Absolutely.
So you let go of the ball, and everything's slowed down enough to where even if the guy takes it, you can see his front side coming over?
Well, I threw slow enough that you could do both.
2-2 on Stairs. 1 out, none on.
I could always tell when a hitter was locked in, because if he just got into the box and just did his thing, got set up and was looking out at me, I didn't like that. But if he was stepping out and raising his shoulder and lowering his back arm and where's my hip, he wasn't worrying about me. He was more in a battle with himself than he was against me.
See, that's stuff I needed to know. Just step in the box.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Scare you? Scare you into a hit?
Scare you into a hit. Mound presence. I said fake it. Don't ever let them know that you don't have it. And you see pitchers, they'll be moving their elbow, and you're telling them you don't have your curveball today.
You couldn't see my back knee shaking?
Quivering.
And strike 3 called. Stairs thought he had ball 4, but he's rung up by Sam Holbrook. Second strikeout and 2 away.
Let's take a look at the 3-2 pitch. Tended for the outside corner and catches the inside corner.
Pitch Track sponsored by Papa John's. Order online at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. So here is Adam LaRoche. You see the batting average at 169. LaRoche with 3 home runs on the year. And there's a base hit, and he snaps out of an 0 for 26 going after the first pitch. Markakis will get it back in. To give you an idea of how managers don't miss a thing, talking with Jim Riggleman on the field before the game, and I said, boy, you had to be thrilled with your game last night. You came in here, back-to-back shutout losses, and everybody broke out. And he said, well, LaRoche didn't. Well, he just did, too. There's a big hit to snap it over. They don't miss anything.
Did you say thanks, Eeyore?
Well, the other guy's a pretty good bet that it's going to be the same lineup as last night, too. I didn't think he was going to get that far away. Let's change that lineup up. They only scored 17 last night.
High fly ball off the bat of Wilson Ramos. Markakis battling the sun, gets there, and the inning ends. No 2-out single, a man left. 1.5 completed Camden yards. No score. Brought to you by Luna. Call today for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Orioles with 3 doubles last night. 5th time with 3 doubles in the past 6 games. As the Orioles are beginning to pile on extra base hits. And last night banged out 12 base hits, but could not come up with enough runs to win. We are scoreless. Lannon retired the side 3 up, 3 down in the first. And he'll go to work middle part of the Orioles lineup. Guerrero, Wieters, and Hardy. Well, Vladimir is as hot as you can be right now. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. All 6 of the games are multi-hit efforts. And now has 17 multi-hit games, 4th most in the American League. And a bouncer past the mound towards second base. Right there is Espinosa. And on 1 pitch, 1 down in the second inning. I want to make a correction. There was an umpire change that I was not aware of, and Mike Estabrook is calling balls and strikes today, not Sam Holbrook, who was at first base last night but is not here today.
No, so we apologize for ripping Sam Holbrook in the first inning. Send our best wishes to him out at the Preakness.
Yes. So 1 down, and here's Matt Wieters. Matt in the number 5 spot. Matt is another hot hitter. In fact, he has the current longest hitting streak on the team. There's a fastball for a strike. Wieters batting from the right side. 2-run double last night. Look at the numbers. A 9-game hitting streak, batting .390 with 7 RBIs.
And moving all the way up to the 5th spot in the order.
The one thing you're wondering about is when some of these home run droughts are going to end. Guerrero's now 77 at-bats without a home run. Jones is now 85, and Wieters is at 61. There's a sharp lead ball to short. Right there is Desmond. And Wieters is out and 2 away. So 4 ground balls for the first 5 batters for Lannon.
And that's a good sign for John Lannon when he's down in the strike zone, the lower half of the strike zone. We talked about that a lot with Jason Marquis last night. He keeps that sinker down, keeps his changeup down. You see a lot of ground balls. And he has to pitch in to be effective. He likes to get strike 1 away. But if he can make the right-handed hitters aware of that hard fastball in, it opens up all of his other stuff on the outer half of the plate.
J.J. Hardy up now, 2 outs, none on. And there's a ball outside. 1 base runner in the game. That was Adam LaRoche with a single in the top half of this inning. And there's a strike, 1-1. John Lannon, 26 years old, out of Mineola, New York. Played his college ball at pitching-rich Siena College in Albany. Good off-speed pitch. Hardy out in front, 1-2.
I mean, the only thing wrong with going to a small college and making it to the big leagues, they're going to hit you up for the rest of your life for money. You get 4 or 5 guys from the big leagues at a school, you know, you can spread it out a little bit. But guess what?
Spread it out.
John's phone's probably off the hook every winter.
Center field, Bernardina's there. And Hardy's retired, and a good start for John Lannon. 6 up, 6 down for the Orioles. What a day in the Inner Harbor. No score at the ballpark. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. And by Acura. Acura Advance. What a lovely day to be downtown. 82 degrees, sunshine overhead, and a great day for baseball at Camden Yards. And the pitchers are settling in. Jeremy Guthrie hoping for some support today as the Oriole bats have not been able to break out while he's on the mound. Here is Danny Espinosa, who had himself a night last night. Switch hitter will bat left against Guthrie. And the breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Babe Espinosa last night, he was hitting everything all over the place. A double shy of the cycle. And it was nice to see him shorten up his swing a little bit. He struck out a lot this year, and I think he set the tone last night with that 10-pitch home run in his first at-bat. We've been seeing a lot of Nationals hitters go good morning, good afternoon, and good night this year. It was nice to see somebody stick their nose in there and fight a little bit, and I think it set the tone and showed the rest of the team, hey, we're going to fight tonight. We're going to battle.
Fouled off the other way. It's 1-2. Now, you guys were talking about 17 runs last night. Don't even think about changing the lineup. How the heck are they not wearing the road grays today? They changed their shirts.
Funny you said that. When I saw the guys come out to stretch, you got to wear the same unis. Same way to the ballpark, same breakfast, same socks, maybe not even wash stuff. I mean, you got to keep everything exactly the same.
Yeah, change your stuff, but just with each other.
I am
we were talking a little bit about yesterday. There's no superstition in baseball, right?
Except for
same
all that.
T-shirt, same gloves, same route to the ballpark.
Everything.
I mean, I went a different route today, so the outcome would be different.
Is that right?
Yeah. I went same routine as a broadcaster. My same triple caramel macchiato.
And a foul back of the plate. Oh, you're one of those foofy coffee guys? Not just regular old
Every
coffee?
once in a while, and I got one yesterday, and it was worth telling you. 19 hits and 17 runs. Same thing today, baby.
Ball and 2 strikes on Espinosa.
Cost about the same as that small college donation you have to make every year.
Espinosa had a 10-pitch at-bat against Arrieta last night. This one lifted towards left. Limo, the long run in. He'll get there. And he has for the out, one away as Espinosa is finally retired. Fans, when the Orioles take on the Royals on Tuesday night, don't miss your chance to save. Every Tuesday is Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats are just $9. So gather up your family and friends and enjoy an affordable night here at Camden Yards. For your tickets, 888-848-BIRD, or just get online at Orioles.com. So Espinosa is retired, one away. Jerry Hairston takes down and in.
Mike, what does it do to a pitcher, an ending of relief before a start? I mean, does that really affect you, or is that almost like throwing your side? Is it more stressful because you're in the game than your side?
It's more stressful because, again, it's maximum effort. When you're between starts and side, you're really going about it a different way. You're trying to lock in mechanics and maybe throw about 3/4 speed. Anytime you have to sort of go wide open, which Jeremy had to do. I was watching very closely early in this first inning. His fastball was 88 to 91. He has since crept back up to his normal range, 93, 95, occasional 96. It's a different mindset. Of course, Jeremy pitched out of the bullpen when we first claimed him off waivers in 07.
This one sliced the other way by Hairston, and it's foul.
And there's been really, after I think 8 relief appearances, been the starting rotation ever since. But it is different. It is definitely a different mindset. It does take more out of you.
Beautiful shot in at a good crowd here on this Saturday afternoon. Enjoying beautiful weather and avoiding yard work. As am I.
You don't have the gardener out there?
Maybe. Actually, I don't have a gardener.
I just did the same thing. Palmer was talking about that a couple of years ago when his sprinkler system broke down in his backyard, and I said somebody ran over it, and I said, well, if that happened to me, you would have run over my wife. That's the you don't have the sprinkler system.
2-2 pitches hit to right field. That'll fall for a base hit. So Jerry Hairston going with the pitch, and there's a 1-out single.
We talked a lot about the quality starts that Jeremy Guthrie, and just out of curiosity went and looked up how many quality starts and how many wins did he get out of those quality starts. So he's had 76 in his career with the Orioles, and only really resulting in 33 wins, less than half. And you look like someone like John Lester on the end, 79 quality starts. He gets 59 wins out of it, almost 75%, or 3/4 of his starts. So therein lies the difference of being rewarded for a quality start.
Bernardino the other way. That ball has some carry. Reimold on the run will make the catch. And Hairston was down to second base. He'll retreat back to first. 2 down on the long fly ball out.
See, I don't love that stat, the quality start. To me, a quality start is if you score 7 but give up 6 and win the game by 1 run, that's a quality start. If I give up 8 and we win 9-8, guess what? That's a quality start, because the only thing that matters is the big W at the end of the day. So that whole 6 innings, 3 runs.
Well, I think that actually the nature of the quality start is going to be changing as pitching is coming in vogue again and in cycle. Because really, a 6 innings, 3 runs, that's a 4.5 ERA. That used to get you sent to the minor leagues. That's considered quality.
Wieters blocks it as Ian Desmond takes ball 1.
I really think it should be more like 7 innings and 3 runs is probably more tolerable. To think that you give up a run every other inning is a quality start is not great in my estimation. But it is something to lay your hand on to sort of express how well Jeremy Guthrie has pitched and not really getting the credit or the wins that he deserved.
Desmond bounced out his first at bat. Guthrie's allowed 2 hits, both singles, in this scoreless game. This one's pulled down the line. That is a fair ball, and it bounces up into the crowd. That'll be a ground rule double. So the Orioles may have gotten a break there. Jerry Hairston, with 2 down, was running on the swing, so he's held up at third. So Guthrie now will have to get a big out to prevent the Nats from getting on the board.
Yeah, O's definitely catch a break here, because Jerry Hairston with 2 outs is going on contact. He still has above average speed. The ball just a little Super Bowl action right there to the stands. Now that's not dirt down there. Is that dirt?
No, it is not.
Rubberized trap.
Boy, he could have fooled me. That ball just
try sliding on it, and you'll find quickly you understand.
You know what?
When you just stop.
I think I have. Down
I
in the right field corner here. I remember that a long time ago, and I can't remember yesterday, but yeah.
Brain damage. Sliding on the turf.
I think that's.
It just doesn't give, and it's never quite the same afterwards.
So Lance Nix now with a chance to get the Nationals on the board first. And he takes it high, 1-0. Guthrie staying from the stretch with runners at second and third. Nix a swinging strike 3, his first at bat. And a bouncer to first. Snyder backs up. It goes off his glove. And the Nats are going to get the lead. 1 run scores. A second coming to the plate. And he scores as Desmond gets in. That'll be a fielding error on Brandon Snyder. A big, big break for the Nats. And the Nationals get a 2-0 lead.
Take a look at this play by Snyder. First he comes in, then he has to retreat, and that's where he gets in trouble. And it's off the heel of the glove and down the line. Again, with 2 outs and moving on the pitch, they score easily.
You trust your first instinct. He was right. Go get the baseball. Make an aggressive mistake, because if you go towards the ball and it hits off your chest, you still have a chance to flip it to Guthrie. Or at the very least, only 1 run scores. But anytime you back up on a ball and give it an extra hop, you get that top spin action where the ball kind of jumps on you. You saw it right there. It led to 2 runs for the Nats.
Here's Jason Worth now. And he takes low, 1-0.
As an infielder with a chopper, there's that moment of no return to where you're either going to get it or you're backing off it. He made the right move, first of all. Should have just kept going and made that play.
There's a strike, 1-1 the count. And Derek Lee on the disabled list. He has spoiled the Orioles with his Gold Glove ability on virtually every play all year. Tough break there for the Orioles as Snyder couldn't glove that big hop.
Well, and the Orioles in the middle, roughly in the middle of the pack with 25 errors on the season, but what they've been good at is not letting it lead to runs. Coming in today, they've only allowed 11 unearned runs.
Come on, that gun can't be right. That's at 100. Does he throw 100?
Not regularly.
Maybe he just popped
We
one
saw
in.
a couple of those the other night. It popped up to 101 and then back down to 95, 96.
Maybe that was a little frustration in that fastball.
Could be. I don't know if you can find 5 miles an hour above 95.
Outside. Last year when David Hernandez went from the rotation into the bullpen, he did in fact find 5 miles an hour, but the difference was he was usually in for an inning, maybe an inning and 2/3, but he went from 93 to 98.
Wow.
When he went from starting to the bullpen.
That is not uncommon, but I'm saying once you're at 96, it's pretty hard to make that leap.
Runner goes from first, and Worth fouls it back as Nix was put in motion. So 2 unearned runs, and the Nationals are on top.
Jason Worth celebrating quite the birthday yesterday. A couple of bombs.
Yeah, happy birthday to me.
Much more mature hitter today, now 32 years of age.
I told him that story today in the clubhouse about how when he was the first-round draft pick for the Orioles, the Expos were in town, and we were giving him the business while we were stretching, and he was hitting in the cage, and he said, they put me in a group with Cal Ripken, Robbie Alomar Jr., and Brady Anderson, FP. And he said, I've never been more nervous in my life. Can you imagine being just a kid right out of high school hitting in that group in this ballpark?
Runner goes on 3-2, and it's fouled back. Well, speaking of birthdays, Oriole catcher Matt Wieters is 25 years old today. And Matt celebrating his birthday behind the plate.
Well, the old saying used to be great to be young and an Oriole.
Another 3-2 pitch coming here. Nix running, and he got him. Breaking ball, and Worth swings through it. Bob Carpenter joins the fun when we come back. Middle of the third, 2-0 Nats.
For the Orioles, bottom of the third, I feel like it's Easter Sunday right here.
I feel like it's an FP sandwich.
An FP sandwich, the bottom of the Easter egg basket.
Of interest to you, I guess, would be the fact that John Lannon, very few pitches, keeping the ball down so far.
Yeah, he's been the bottom of the strike zone. He's been very effective with his fastball away with strike one. Coming in hard late. Got a good tempo going right now. And, Mike, you know, nothing like pitching with a lead.
Nothing like getting the lead and using that to your advantage. You just buy yourself some breathing room where the next pitch doesn't have to quite be as fine. So we'll see where he takes it.
Lannon's first 2 innings as economical as I can ever remember for him. 15 pitches, 11 strikes to get 6 outs, and 4 of them on the ground. Mark Reynolds has been on base 8 consecutive ball games, had a couple of walks and a double last night, and Lannon starts him out high. Nolan Reimold, Brandon Snyder to follow for the O's, bottom 3rd. He will live away all day against right-handers if he can get some strikes. Career record of 30 and 42. Lannon makes his 105th career start today. And Mike Estabrook will call that one low, 3-0.
For some reason, the last couple nights, Nats pitchers having trouble throwing strikes to Mark Reynolds.
Yeah, free swinger. Oh for 9 career is Reynolds against Lannon. That's high in the zone. Reynolds was on his way to first, and now the count's full.
But see, that's one for me where if you're a power hitter, you have to be all systems go. This is a ball that ends up in the seats a lot of times. This is a mistake from John Lannon. Look where that pitch is. That's up. And Mark Reynolds has a beef about that being a strike, but those balls go a long way if you swing at them.
And because he's been around the plate, he gets the call, but that one's way too high. Leadoff man aboard. The Orioles have their first base runner. Nationals home next weekend against the San Diego Padres. And you can expect great things at Nationals Park with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. It happens every Saturday and Sunday. All inclusive, starting at $14 a ticket for the game. Hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family. Some restrictions do apply. Here's Reimold. Got a base hit in a 1AB appearance last night. 0 for 2 career against Lannon. And John Lannon, who cannot afford to fall behind, is behind another right-handed hitter.
Yeah, score a couple of runs. The first thing you want to do is get that leadoff man out. You never want to give a free pass after your team just scores a couple.
Yeah, that'll get the manager and certainly pitching coach rolling their eyes.
And paying you a visit at some point soon thereafter. 2-0. And now they tell us that they've rotated the umpires even further, so it's Greg Gibson working home plate. Estabrook's at first, Jerry Davis, the crew chief, at second base, and Todd Titchener is at first.
I'm totally confused.
Well, rotate him every 3 innings just to keep it going. What do they say? Keep the line moving?
What was that, like Bert Campaneris played every position, one an inning, shortstop, an inning, second base. This is what the umpires are going to do, I guess.
Well, we're doing it. Why shouldn't they?
Good point.
3 balls and 1 strike to the number 8 hitter, Reimold. And Lannon gets a borderline strike. 3-2 again.
Well, let's take a look at this 3-1 pitch.
Clearly a strike.
Clearly, that's one thing we always look at is that pullback from the catcher, using an indication that he doesn't quite think it's a strike.
Coming in.
Runner holding, 3-2. That ball well hit to left. And this game is tied. As mentioned, John Lannon cannot fall behind right-handed hitters. And Reimold's first ties the game.
Well, hitting in a favorable count. Maybe he's happy they called that 3-1 pitch, because the 3-2 pitch is right down the middle, 89 miles an hour. Low screamer, well struck.
And that was the only pitch that was middle in the whole sequence. Everything else away to Reimold. You come in with a 3-2 fastball, you don't get it in far enough. Next thing you know, tie ball game.
Orioles finally had their first home run of this series. And the number 9 man will be Brandon Snyder, whose error put Washington on top 2-0. Lannon throws a changeup. It's fouled. Counts even 1-1. For the Orioles, their 41st homer of the year. Came into this Saturday 8th in the American League in that department. Washington with 38, also 8th in the National League after their barrage last night.
Mike, we've talked about this a lot this year as a pitcher, how you handle a home run. I mean, there's two schools of thought. You got lucky, or, oh gosh, I don't have my good stuff today. I mean, which one of those guys were you?
Well, I think you had to learn why you gave up home runs, and there's certainly his reasons, and certainly this one here was probably the count. You're going to get a fastball, and you're taking a chance. You're just probably coming off that 3-1 pitch, saying, I don't want to walk anybody. I don't want to walk the first 2 men of the inning. You're going to throw for a little bit more of the plate, so you do understand why you give up home runs.
There's a good pitch off speed by Lannon on the changeup, getting his first strikeout, diving down and away from Snyder.
And I really didn't have a problem giving up home runs. The leading off inning, solo home runs. It's just one pitch. You stay in the windup. Nice straight changeup on the outside part of the plate from Lannon. So Snyder well out in front.
Exmo brought to you by the Volkswagen Going Gone event. Great deals are here, but not for long. Visit VWDealer.com.
I mean, you don't see very many great pitches hit for home runs. It does happen, but most of them are certainly have a lot to do with the count and where the ball is in that zone.
Robert Andino tried to bunt his way aboard first time. He's been swinging the bat well. Came in hitting .275, on base 20 of his last 22 games. On a pitch up right field. Worth will back up and be there waiting. Short of the track, 2 outs. Minor League Report brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in You. Yuneski Maya, Cuban defector who saw time in the major leagues last year. Not a great record, but a good ERA, good opponent's batting average for the Nationals at AAA Syracuse. And Win Pelzer at AA Bowie for the O's. Pretty much the same situation. Neither winning, but both throwing the ball well. Here's Adam Jones, who flied to Worth first time up. 2 outs, bases empty now. There's a bunt for a base hit. Nothing anybody can do except pick it up. Hairston very deep with 2 outs, and Adam Jones gets his 5th career hit against John Lannon.
Nice job of laying down the bunt by Adam Jones. Jerry Hairston Jr.'s back. I personally don't like a 2-out bunt. You have to steal second base early in the count for that to be effective. When you have a hitter up there with 2 outs and nobody on, generally speaking, you're looking for a double out of your hitter. You're looking for him to get in scoring position. So for me, that's a good bunt if Adam Jones is off to the races here the first couple pitches.
He is 5 for 5 this year. But as we talked about last night, 3 very good catchers in this series gunning down runners. Ramos and Pudge, and then Matt Wieters. 44% efficiency for Wieters, and then 46% for the Washington duo. There's the breaking ball, low and away.
And Markakis just 1 for 11 lifetime against Lannon. Looks like he's trying to take a shot at that hole with Adam Jones being held on at first base. And last year he was the best left-handed hitter against left-handed pitching in baseball. This year he's hovering right around the 250 mark.
As mentioned earlier, Lannon good against lefties this year to the tune of 182. Right-handers a different story, as Jim mentioned earlier. 336 coming in. And a pitch up. Desmond can't get it. Lance Nix lets it get away from him. They're going to send the runner. Desmond wasn't ready for the relay. And the Orioles lead 3-2. Two defensive mistakes by Washington. One, the drop, and nobody let the shortstop know the runner was going home.
Well, you're absolutely right. The bobble by Nix, and right here, Desmond, just a little bit of a hesitation. And just that much causes the difference. Nix overruns it. Adam Jones catches a few more steps in the Desmond's relay. Just a little late.
A couple things right there. Ian Desmond's got to peek before he gets the throw to no. And whoever the off infielder is has to be very vocal. I know it's loud here today, but somebody's got to be screaming home, 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 home before Desmond gets that ball. That little shuffle cost the Nats a run.
Lance Nix, second error of the year. A Washington defense that has been outstanding and fewest errors in baseball in the month of May. Orioles have made their 25th today. Washington, its 26th. Landon behind Vladimir.
Going for another single. Average up over 300 for Vlad.
Looks like he got caught in between right there.
In between a hard swing and a hard swing.
Wow.
He has the kind of swing really does make you smile. I mean, he just lets it go. No batting gloves.
Well, I told you last night he was a teammate of mine, excuse me, Mike, for 3 years in Montreal, and he used to grab whoever's bat before any at-bat. He'd start grabbing bats in the bat rack, look around, see the name on the top of the bat, and kind of look at you, because he couldn't speak English, and say, hey, can I use this? You know, you could see his facial expression. Yeah, go up there, use my bat.
Good-looking fastball by Lennon, called inside, 3-1.
And then he get a double with one and come back to the dugout the next time, go up for his third at-bat and try another bat.
Different bat.
Well, if he wore gloves, he wouldn't be able to feel the difference, I suppose.
Or mittens.
That'll fill the count on the foul ball, 3-2. Long inning for John Lennon, 15 pitches, first 2 innings. He has thrown unofficially 31 to this point in just the third. It all started with a walk to Reynolds, and he fell behind Nolan Reimold.
And I just think back to John Lannon's better starts this season. I know he likes to throw the fastball away and everything outside to righties, but when he was truly effective, he established that fastball in the inner third of the plate to right-handers. He would bury it in there early, make them conscious of that, aware of, you know, a pretty crispy fastball, and he would work off of that. Seems like lately everything's been away.
Breaking ball, base hit, and Baltimore will score another run. Orioles on top now, 4-2. For Vladimir Guerrero, RBI number 17.
Let's take a look at this pitch from John Lennon. Breaking ball, low middle of the plate. So just a clean single to left center field. Another 2-out base hit.
Baltimore scored 2 runs with nobody out. Now 2 more with 2 outs. Steve McCaddy to the mound.
So sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I guess it was that 2-out bunt by Adam Jones that got it all started. I mean, you need base runners. You're struggling offensively. It's a play that I don't like because I like doubles with 2 outs, but when you need base runners, you need to get something going. It definitely sparked this rally. So,
and of course, he's got pretty good guys sitting behind him in Markakis and Guerrero. And they've both delivered here.
And we've seen Adam Jones bunt, and he usually is determined more by where the third baseman is playing. If they're going to play back and give it to you, he's a good enough bunter. I'm pretty much assured he knows it's a hit if he gets it down.
Matt Wieters is the 8th Oriole to bat here in the third.
Nice job of starting a 2-out rally, Adam Jones.
Another changeup. He misses with a fastball away. 2 changeups down and in to the right-hander.
Well, when you have a long inning like this, you're just not sure what the right pitch is. You just become more of a thrower, and you're hoping that the hitter will get himself out.
Wieters had the green light, and he one-hops it to Lance Nixon, left field. And John Lannon with the bullpen now working, just cannot get the last out of this 3rd inning. 4 consecutive hits by the Orioles, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. And that's rookie Cole Kimball, who's been in the big leagues just less than a week. A bunt and 3 singles. Number 9 man to bat is J.J. Hardy, trying to bust out of an 0 for 21. That's well out of play. National League, by the way, had a pretty good Friday night. They went 9-5 last night. The National League East, the Nats division, went 4-1 in interleague play. The AL East went 1-4 with only the Red Sox winning, but the Blue Jays have won today. White Sox have won. So things are turning a bit in this interleague situation, dominated by the American League in recent years. That's a breaking ball inside, 1-1.
Yeah, the National League had a pretty big night.
I don't ever remember them having a winning record, even after the first night. It's just been all AL for so many years. Bouncer right over the mound. Desmond will be deep when he lets it fly. Adam LaRoche with another outstanding pick. LaRoche saving a run. Nolan Reimold got this thing going big time after the walk with a 2-run homer. Orioles now lead 4-2. Forces Day being brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. Panasonic Solutions Company, enhancing government through innovative technology. Navy Federal Credit Union, we serve where you serve. AFCEA International, proud sponsor of Armed Forces Day. We celebrate it every year on the 3rd Saturday in May. Created in 1949 to honor Americans serving in the 5 branches of the military: Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Thank all past and current members of the U.S. Armed Forces for their work and dedication in protecting our country. We are proud to be here with them, saluting them today. Middle innings arrive. Matt Stairs, the DH, called out on strikes first time. And here in Baltimore at 5:04 Eastern Time, the shadows from the third base grandstand start creeping around home plate. Stairs, LaRoche, and Ramos for Washington. First 3 innings for Jeremy Guthrie, 53 pitches, 32 strikes. Stairs ahead in the count. He's out ahead of one. As a National, 2 for 27. He's had a lot of career at bats against Guthrie. 4 for 22 with a solo home run.
He's always been an outstanding offensive bat, whoever he was with. I think I remember doing most of the damage when he was with Oakland. Somebody would pepper the flag court.
And Guthrie will miss outside.
I mean, you got to be sitting fastball right here, Mike, right? Got a 2-run lead.
Absolutely. And like I said, he'll be shooting for the outside corner.
That's where Wieters sets up. That ball in on the hands of Stairs, and an easy fly ball for Markakis. Nationals will be home against the Padres Friday, 7:05 p.m. first pitch. It's Frosty Mug Night, presented by Miller Lite for the first 10,000 fans 21 and older. Tickets start at $10. Log on to nationals.com/tickets for all your information. Padres Phillies next homestand.
That's kind of just having a little smile about the Matt Stairs. The 2 at bats, called out his first time on a 3-2 pitch on the inside corner that was intended to be away, and this time he flies out getting jammed on a pitch that was supposed to be away and in. I'm sure Matt Stairs says they're trying to pound me in today, and everything has been intended to be away from him.
Adam LaRoche took the first pitch he saw first time up and put it out into center field.
So I think today I see with Jeremy's command is a little bit off today, missing the intended target the last few. Intended for the outside corner all the way across to the inside, much like what happened with Brad Bergeson his last start.
And you know, if you make those mistakes to a hot hitter, a guy that's locked in, you're going to pay.
Yeah, you're trying to stay away from the hot zones. You know, we talked about it, that Matt Stairs maybe pulling off the ball away a little bit, so you know where you want to go. You can't always execute, but at least you know where you want to throw the ball.
1-2 to LaRoche, and he gets a pitch back to the screen to stay alive.
Well, I'm sure Guthrie feels like he's got 42 runs to work with. We talked about it. 1.7 runs of support. 5 of his 9 starts this year, the offense hasn't scored him any.
Sizzling fastball to the outside corner. LaRoche stays alive.
There's the worst run support. Guthrie at the top, 1.7. You don't want to be on this list. James Field, Tampa Bay having an outstanding year.
I was going to say, Mike, some really good pitchers aren't they?
I mean, but he's ahead by a long shot. Everybody else is bunched up. Look at that.
And you don't want to. You want that to be your ERA. You don't want that to be the run support.
Or in my case, your batting average.
Yeah, that interstate's not good for too many things.
From beyond the bullpens out in deep left center. Beautiful day. Clear skies, 82 degrees at game time. Be a nice day for a horse race.
Might be one up the street.
FP and I were nowhere near the best dressed people in our hotel this morning.
Nowhere near it, huh? Or as colorful.
That was wonderful.
Lots of cool hats. Lots of rally lids walking through the lobby this morning.
Pretty good looking lids right there.
Yeah, they probably thought you guys were probably pretty drab going through. Huh?
Yeah. They thought we were the limo drivers.
The limo.
2-2. Anything for a free ride to the ballpark.
They thought I was a jockey.
Bases empty, 1 out. LaRoche having a good battle here. We haven't seen Adam do this a whole lot this year. He has walked 25 times, 6th best in the National League, but it usually is because he has such a good batting eye, not because he's fouling off a lot of pitches. Jim Riggleman's still waiting for this guy to get over 200 and then take it from there.
Pitch count already at 67.
And LaRoche will pop it up left field. Long run for Reimold, and he is there in plenty of time. 2 outs.
With 11 pitch at bat. That definitely takes its toll. Where it hurts most, like I said, is the pitch count.
And I would think in the Washington dugout right now, they just want John Lannon maybe to get another 0 or 2 on the board, knowing at some point they will be into the beleaguered bullpen the Orioles have been struggling with.
Yeah, it's been a long, tough run for the bullpen. That just seems to have been taxed over for sure the last week.
Mike, does this happen to a lot of teams in your league right about the time they just happen to be playing the Yankees?
That'll happen. That'll happen to you. Sometimes you wish you had 14, 15 pitchers on the staff.
Wilson Ramos gets a fastball and pulls it foul. And quickly 0-2. Breeze is blowing from the right field corner over toward the left side. He goes with a fastball away on 0-2, and Ramos pops it up. Nick Markakis, right field. And that's 4 innings in the book for Guthrie, enjoying a 4-2 lead near the Inner Harbor. Baseball broadcast on Masson, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. An ugly day for a little sail in the harbor, huh? Orioles have out hit the Nationals 5-3, lead 4-2, bottom of the 4th coming up. Same guy to lead off last inning, Mark Reynolds, will face John Lannon. It took him 40 pitches to get through that 4-run, 5-hit 3rd inning. All starting with a walk to Reynolds, then a long count to Reimold before he homered. Lannon gets that much coveted first pitch strike on the outside corner. Follows it up with a nice breaking ball. 9 games in a row on base now for Mark Reynolds. Target is in, up and in.
Actually, seems like Reynolds has gone to the take attack in this series. Marked the first 2 times up last night, first time tonight. Reluctance to pull the trigger.
Hope they throw you 4 before they throw you 3. There was times when I did that. You just take a chance up there. Hey, this guy's all over the joint. He's not throwing strikes. Please throw me 4 balls before you throw me 3 strikes.
Fades that one down and away, and John Lannon gets his 2nd strikeout of the game. Let's have a look at our cold hard blast, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Hey, go back to Nolan Reimold. First home run of the year, was back to the major leagues last night. Got a base hit in last night's game. Hit 15 of those a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he broke in with a bang didn't he?
Yeah, I think his first home run was off of Mariano Rivera. Pretty impressive start to the big leagues, and just kind of a lost season for him last year.
15 homers, 45 RBIs in 104 games in 09, in 358 at bats.
It's so big last night, coming off the bench and getting a base hit. You get to start the next day, you already feel like you're 1 for 1 sitting in the clubhouse before the game starts. You go into a route the night before, you get yourself a base hit, you come to the clubhouse the next day, you're very relaxed, you already got a knock to show, you're hitting 1,000 for the season. And he comes up and has a great at-bat today in his first at-bat. Go back to last night and that pinch hit he got.
1-2 from Lennon, and he gets the call on the fastball. Upper quadrant of the strike zone out near the corner. And John Lennon, 2 consecutive Ks.
I'm going to say ball before I even see it. Caught the corner right there in the box.
High sinker.
Look at the changeup grip maybe right there. See him turn it over.
Little pullback by Ramos.
Verizon Pitch Track, sponsored by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Bases empty, 2 outs. Brandon Snyder, the first Lennon strikeout victim after the Reimold home run. He's working fast now.
Well, nobody probably feels better about the 4-run inning than Ryan Snyder. Team back in the lead.
If you're John Lennon right now, you're saying to yourself, look, my team's finally swinging the bats. If I can just keep it right here at 4-2, I might have a shot to win this game today.
Well, as Mike chronicled for us earlier, the pitch count for Guthrie. He's at 72 through 4 innings. On a 2-2, that ball is drilled toward the corner, but slicing to the seats. Cozy down there at just 318. And Lennon goes with the off-speed pitch. And fills the count again. Looking for his third 1-2-3 inning. He's been okay every frame except that big third. On a pitch up, drilled into right field. And Snyder has a base hit. May 21st, this day in baseball history from Verizon Fios. In 25, Tigers and Senators, 9 double plays. Why bother running to second that day? White Sox got the Senators in 89 minutes, setting the all-time record. Obviously, no commercial breaks at that point. And in 52, the Dodgers put 15 up in the first inning, beat the Reds 19-1. We've had the best of offense, the worst of offense on this day. It's brought to you by Verizon Fios. A network ahead. To learn more, visit verizon.com/getfios. Robert Andino 0 for 2. A bunt to the pitcher, fly ball to right. Nationals play Worth shallow and right. Bernardina toward the gap in right center, about 5 steps. A runner going on a pitch away. Buck Showalter getting aggressive here with a 2-run lead. Guy from the bottom of his order got on. He has his leadoff man up there.
Yeah, trying to generate a little motion, a little offense. And Robert Andino gets extremely well to the opposite field. See if he can make something happen. Andino's had pretty good numbers against left-handed pitching this year, over 400 coming in. Not many others can say that. Lineup has really struggled against the lefties.
Hard-breaking ball down. Lennon strikes out the side. Doesn't do that very often. His team is in the game. Top of the 5th coming up. 4-2 O's. Gibson, brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Honda. Visit your Honda dealer during the Really Big Thing sales event for great offers on all Honda cars and trucks. The other side of the warehouse. Top of the fifth inning coming up. 8-9-1 for Washington. Espinosa, Hairston, and Bernardina. Picture perfect day. Guthrie at 72 pitches. Lannon at 75. Orioles on top 4-2. They've out-hit the Nats 6-3. Good breaking ball drops into Espinosa, who flied to left first time up. That breaking pitch well inside. And Espinosa, one of a host of Nationals, popping the ball up today. Over by the barrier, room for Mark Reynolds for the first out. Almost all the outs coming through the air. Let's have a look at our AT&T Mobility Trivia fact. The Nats 17 runs last night, most by a Washington club since the Senators in 1955. By the way, the franchise record, 21 by the Expos on April 28th of 96. Guess where? Coors Field.
I was in that ball game, Bob. Went 4 for 5 and missed a cycle because I didn't know I needed a triple.
I heard that story.
Yeah. The reason I always bring it up is because it still gets me to this day, man.
Just think of the endorsements you missed out on. Schwinn.
Yep. Tricycle.
Yeah.
With a banana seat.
Man. Jerry Hairston Jr.'s had a good series here in his old home. 3 for 6. Couple of RBIs last night. A base hit, a run scored today. Had a nice visit with Jerry during our pregame show today and talking about how special it was for him when the Orioles drafted him back in '98 in the big leagues a year later. A little bit of an overlap with Cal Ripken at the beginning of Jerry's career. That's an easy fly ball to center for Adam Jones. And right now, since the double by Desmond, he'll have to knock off the error because he didn't actually retire the hitter. Should have. But that's 6 in a row for Guthrie since that Lance Nix ground ball was booted by Brandon Snyder. So he's gathered himself well after falling behind 2-0.
Yeah, 9 fly ball outs. Couple of strikeouts.
Then he's flied out the Nats leadoff man, Roger Bernardina, twice. And Bernardina's forte is slashing, hitting line drives, getting the ball on the ground, and then using that greyhound speed of his. Bernardina in the series, 2 for 8 with a homer, 2 RBIs. Pretty good moving 94 away from the left-handed batter. Just going with the heat right now.
Yeah, nothing fancy there, right down the middle.
I remember Bob Gibson once saying having a good fastball is like having 4 different pitches. Up and in, up and away, low and in, low and away, as long as it's got some movement on it. And that's the way Guthrie's throwing the ball right now. He is really looking like a pitcher who has a lead. And it goes with the breaking ball on 1 and 2. The one thing that's been improved about Bernardina is not striking out on that pitch. It has bugged him in the past. Staying alive long enough now to fill the count.
He's seeing the baseball big. Keeping his head still, very relaxed and slow with his lower half. That'll keep your head still. And in turn, you're going to make a lot of good decisions at the plate.
This young man has a lot of speed, but a lot of power to go with it. But that's not his pitch. Guthrie has flied him out and now struck him out on a high pitch. 4 Ks for Jeremy, 4 O's. United States Armed Forces, the overall unified military forces of the USA. They consist of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard. We thank all past and current members of the Armed Forces for their work and dedication in protecting our freedom. Couldn't picture a better day on which to do so. And for the Orioles, bottom 5, they'll have 2, 3, and 4. Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, and Vladimir Guerrero. Jones with 2 outs and the bases empty got the bunt base hit. That would then ignite another 2 runs for the Orioles in the 3rd. John Lennon throws his 76th pitch of the day, and he gets a strike to the outside edge. I'm sure Adam really liked that call a whole lot.
He really had the 1 inning. He was on the ropes in the 3rd. Otherwise, he's pitched pretty well.
Yeah, in the other 3 innings, he's only faced 1 over the minimum because of the base hit by Brandon Snyder last inning. And it's possible that the Nats might have already hit for John Lannon in this game. We're in a National League ballpark, but obviously things so much different with the DH and the pitchers not having to worry about that, and the manager for that matter. Some managers will hit for a guy in the 5th inning. Oh, that's a good breaking ball. And John Lannon suddenly on a strikeout binge.
He's turned into Sandy Koufax the last 2 innings.
The last 4 men he's retired, all on strikes.
Well, he's picked up his tempo a little bit. He's working a lot faster than he was. Look at the bite on this curveball, out in front, on top, on time with his delivery.
I think strike 1 has speeded up that tempo a little bit, huh?
Strike 1 is a beautiful thing.
Much more effective in that over the last 4 outs.
Well, now you don't paint yourself into a corner, Mike. You can use all your pitches. And you go ball 1, now all of a sudden, everybody knows what's coming. You get into a hitter's count. You can sit on something. That's why strike 1 is so important.
It is. It just psychologically strike 1.
Serious jammage on that one. And Hairston runs right through the coach's box to grab it. 2 outs.
So the ball was carrying to left last night. Not so much today.
Just not carrying to third base. It's like we went from spring last night to summer today. It's just that everything seemed just a little bit. The ball was flying. I know we were talking to Buck Showalter before the game, saying the same thing. The ball was just jumping last night.
Yeah, left center field over the bullpen was the turbo zone. That was the runway. Hit anything out there, and it was going.
Yeah, you could tell the outfielders, they were misjudging the carry.
I just want you guys to know that I announced 9 half innings last night. Only 3 of them did I write down a 0.
Oh, I know. You're Mr. Offense.
Yeah, I'm like, I walk into this booth with a flamethrower every day.
Yeah, you came in this afternoon. You had 4 right away. Last night, I think you scored in every inning but 1. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. I slept well last night.
Slept well.
You're a regular slump buster. Come in here, there's runs everywhere.
1 ball and 2 strikes. That's nice of Jim to get all the housekeeping out of the way first 2 innings.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. Relax and have a good game.
Off to the races. Vladimir looking for another one of those multi-hit games. He has a 7-game hitting streak now. That one's going to be slicing back to Jason Worth, who will cover it in right center field. For Washington, 2, 3, and 4 coming up in a 4-2 game. Hosted Wounded Warriors and members of the Wounded Warriors amputee softball game in a party suite at Camden Yards today. Orioles extra broadcasters Rick Dempsey, Amber Theo Harris spent some time with these brave men and women during the ball game today. We thank all of the armed forces for protecting our nation every day. Nice going, Rick. Nice going, Amber. And I know they will tell you they were more blessed by visiting with those young men and women than the other way around. I know we always feel that way when we have them at Nationals Park and get a chance to go to Walter Reed in our nation's capital. The ballpark is richer because they're here today.
Yeah, 2 words. Thank you.
Top 6. Desmond, Nix, and Worth. Ian Desmond, the ground rule double last time that gave Washington the opportunity to score those 2 unearned runs back in the 3rd. But not a single hit. Given up by Guthrie since then. He starts Desmond off with a breaking ball.
Yeah, what a difference a day makes. The Nationals had 12 runs on the board by the 5th last night, or through the 5th.
What a difference the guy in the center of the field makes. The guy towing the rubber.
Yeah.
That's why it's different day to day.
I mean, I was in the clubhouse last night listening to some of the questions to Jim Riggleman and the Nationals hitters. Questions like, is this going to ignite the team on to greater things? Would you like to save some of these runs for tomorrow? And I'm thinking, you know, tomorrow has nothing to do with 17 runs on 19 hits on a Friday night. That's the beauty of this game. Fastball away, and Desmond fouls it.
But you would hope if you're the Nationals that it's something to build on offensively. Maybe loosening guys up a little bit that might have been pressing.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you're not going to score 17 runs every night or get 19 hits. But you would hope it snowballs into something on a positive side for the Nationals hitters.
Desmond requesting time from Greg Gibson and getting it. Defensive swing. Guthrie, by the way, started this inning like Lannon. Will start the bottom of the 6th with 84 pitches. Guthrie 54 strikes, Lannon 52. Matching each other nearly pitch for pitch.
And both pitches on the high side, approaching 90.
Desmond rocks one, caught by J.J. Hardy. A week from tomorrow, the Nats and the Padres will wrap up their series in D.C. Sunday the 29th. First 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a kids bat and ball set. It's presented by Masson. Tickets starting at just $10. Nationals.com/tickets. It'll be a Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack Day at the ballpark and a nice giveaway for the kids. Here's Lance Nix. Strikeout and the top spin ground ball. Booted by Brandon Snyder to give Washington 2 runs back in the 3rd. This year, Guthrie's been pretty good from the 6th inning on. He's only given up 2 6th inning runs all year. 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. When he does stick around, he doesn't give up a whole lot. That's a really good fastball at the knees. Inside corner.
Well, if he walks Lance Nix, he's really trying. Because Nix is up there hacking every single time.
Well, as we mentioned, 3 walks this year, one of them intentional. In fact, the 2 hitters that are the hardest to walk in this lineup are batting back-to-back today, Desmond and Nix. Combined, they have only 10 walks all year. And you would usually consider a number 2 guy, somebody who would take a few and let base runners move around and try to hit the ball the other way.
That was a good pitch right there from Guthrie. A little 3-2 slider on the inner half. Lance Nix did a nice job of fouling that off and buying himself another chance. You see a lot of left-handers swing over that. That ball had some serious late bite.
Full count with 1 out. Inside target, and Nix lays off, and walking him is hard to do.
Yeah, first walk of the evening, or the late afternoon for Guthrie.
That immediately makes Jason Wirth the tying run. 0 for 2 today, a comebacker and a swinging strikeout.
You're up by 2 runs. You don't want to walk somebody. You get to a guy that hit 2 home runs the night before.
Yeah, I think he probably thought that he had Lance Nix in a swing mode, that he was going to chase 3-2.
I mean, you would think, right, based on the stats and based on his aggressive nature, this fish ain't biting.
First pitch fastball drilled to right center. Jones over to cut it off. That's a good play with his speed. Keeps Nix at second base. And the Nationals back-to-back base runners now.
Every once in a while, Jason Wirth will go up there and swing at the first pitch. He'll lay in the weeds, take the first pitch for the couple games of the series, the first couple games of the series, and then he'll go first pitch hack. A nice swing right there, good extension. And a great play by Adam Jones to keep Lance Nix at second base. I thought off the bat, that's first and third, 1 out. Getting over, cutting that ball off, and getting it in quickly. Did a nice job of keeping Nix right there at second. 2
of the best cutoff center fielders in the game are in this game today with Jones and Bernardina. Nats Stairs ground ball, should be 2. Nats keep waiting for him to produce, and it's been a pretty empty season so far. Middle of the 6th inning, big double play ball for the Orioles. They lead by 2.
Freeze cam. This broadcaster was starstruck today because country music star Jason Aldean was in the house today. He's a good friend of Adam LaRoche's. They hunt together. They've known each other for about 6 or 7 years. So he was in the house, in the clubhouse. Guys were getting autographs. I was taking pictures with him. Not very often that I'm starstruck, but today, one of my favorites in the house. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. He's in concert tonight in Washington, D.C. Jiffy Lube Live, formerly the Nissan Pavilion in Bristow, Virginia.
Nice.
So one of my favorites here.
So you've been starstruck twice this weekend. Last night when you saw Mike Flanagan, and now today.
You're absolutely right.
Then the bloom got off the rose pretty quickly.
Bottom of the 6th, and Wieters out on 1 pitch. Congrats to Susan Hummer from Annapolis. She just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery double play contest thanks to this Andino Hardy Snyder 4.63. Off the bat of Matt Stairs, the Orioles turned their 39th double play of the year. A rally killer that keeps, at least for one more pitch, Jeremy Guthrie under 100. His 99th offering of the day got him 2 outs. Here's J.J. Hardy. John Lannon now has retired 8 of the last 9 Orioles. since the final base hit in the third by Matt Wieters. Jim Johnson now as the O's get the bullpen fired up. They used Birkin, Rapata, Gonzalez, and Gregg last night, and the bullpen gave up 11 runs. Lannon on 1 and 2, and he pours one right down the middle that J.J. Hardy takes. John Lannon, 6 strikeouts, and he didn't get one until the third inning.
And sometimes you give up those runs and everything is going so fast. You get that over with and you're able to slow the game down. All of a sudden, John Lannon looks very good out there. He's been able to slow the game down, hit his spots with his fastball and his off speed.
That was our Convergence technology pitch track. Convergence and Citric, the winning team, do desktop virtualization. Call the experts, 301-860-1960 or convergencetech.us. Convergence and Citrix.
Did that ever happen to you, Mike, to where you gave up some runs and all of a sudden you just take a deep breath and, you know, maybe the toughest part of the game is over?
Yeah, a lot of times you can relax. You know, if you can stay close, pitching from behind is not necessarily always a bad thing.
Mark Reynolds a walk and a strikeout today. Walked in front of the Reimold homer back in the third. He'll hook one left field line. That will drop fair. Roll to the 333 mark, and Mark Reynolds on base a couple of more times today after being aboard 3 times last night. Showing some signs of life of getting that batting average over the 200 mark.
Yeah, but on base 5 of the 6 times in the series. Straight changeup from Lennon. Not a bad one. Down low middle of the plate. Almost right down the left field line. Easy give me stand up double.
They beat a good pitch.
Here's Reimold now. That ball drilled to center. Hanging up for Bernardino. Right at him for the final out. 7th inning coming up. LaRoche, Ramos, and Espinosa. 4-2 Baltimore. Our international troops, we recognize them from our friends at DynCorp. We serve today for a better tomorrow. Patriotic Day at the ballpark. Those guys look great in their full dress. As we salute the U.S. military, all 5 branches, on this Appreciation Day. Top of the 7th, Adam LaRoche, Wilson Ramos, and Danny Espinosa. I don't know if somebody made a crank call to the Baltimore bullpen a few moments ago. Jim Johnson came running out of the gate across center field, looked up, and Jeremy Guthrie was already on the mound. LaRoche flies one left field corner, a couple of feet foul.
You think it was the Nats dugout?
Yeah, some hitters.
A little suspicious.
Some hitters said, we don't want to deal with this guy anymore. Get him out of there.
Can you bring Johnson in?
That was funny.
This is the Orioles dugout. Can you bring in Johnson?
That was that funny story we heard about Philadelphia when they switched the bullpens a couple of years ago. They forgot to switch the phones for the first game.
Must have been interesting.
I mean, I think those are the only phones in America that still have cords, the dugout phones.
The only two landlines left in America.
Evidently. Now LaRoche will hit one fair to left field. Out goes Hardy. In comes Reimold. Shortstop the call. The catch. One out in the seventh. And Washington still has only one hit since the top of the third. Next up will be Wilson Ramos, who's been overpowered twice on fly balls to the opposite field.
And this is the part of the order for the Nationals that did so much damage last night. 7, 8, 9 hitters last night were 8 for 15, 9 runs scored, and 9 RBIs.
Wow.
Today just 1 for 6 through that part of the order.
The only base hit, the LaRoche first pitch. Base hit in the second. Hairston has an opposite field hit. That's the fastball that at times the Nationals have had a hard time laying off today. As Mike mentioned, Jeremy Guthrie, so many fly ball outs. On a breaking ball, it's hit down to third for Mark Reynolds. He gets one on the ground, 2 outs. Tomorrow, series finale of the Mid-Atlantic rivalry. Chris Tillman and Jordan Zimmerman on the mound tomorrow. We'll get you going. 1 o'clock goes extra, presented by Verizon 4G LTE, Masson HD. Nats Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer on Masson 2 HD. Game at 1:30, Masson HD, Masson 2 HD, WJZ here, and DC 50 down in Washington. I think we've got it all covered tomorrow. Espinoza now gets jammed, flies it to right. Markakis just going to have to play it off the scoreboard as Danny Espinoza got that ball out there in the blink of an eye. And for Danny Espinoza, his third extra base hit of this series. At least in the series, he has the cycle now.
I mean, I could see how you thought he got jammed. He pulled his hands in nicely. He still barreled up this baseball. And that ball was absolutely roasted off the scoreboard in right field. Great play by Markakis, making this close at second base.
Well, I think it shows you Markakis' experience at playing here at Camden Yard, where he knows that ball off that part of the scoreboard is just almost going to fall straight down and not carry him off.
Well, he has 4 outfield assists this year. The guy next to him has 6. 2 of the top 6 outfield throwers in the American League. And here's Hairston. As mentioned, Jerry's had a good series. 3 for 7, 2 RBIs last night, and a chance to chop off half that deficit now here in the 7th. He'll bounce it to short, though. Right there is J.J. Hardy. Nationals are gone in the 7th. They've stranded 4 runners today, as Guthrie has had 7 very good innings. built to handle all of your professional and recreational needs. If you're going to be at the ballpark, stop by the Ram display this weekend or visit your local Dodge dealer to learn more and schedule a test drive. You'll be glad you did.
Well, looks like Jeremy Guthrie's finished for the afternoon.
108 pitches, 70 strikes for him, Mike.
Yep, fastballs galore. Nice job. But they had the one inning with the 2 unearned runs. Really pretty much a typical Guthrie performance.
And now John Lannon has gathered himself, and here he is pitching in the 7th inning. And it looked like he might not last nearly that long, but this has been his MO this year. He'll have a bad inning, but he'll find a way to make some big pitches at certain times and extend his day. And he will pitch into the 7th inning. Lannon's longest outing of the year, 6 2/3 in a 2-1 loss to the Giants 3 weeks ago today.
Yeah, season high in strikeouts, and he's had them all really, since the 3rd, since he gave up the runs.
That's right. Brandon Snyder, bottom of the 7th underway. First pitch fastball outside. Slips one under the bat of the right-handed hitting Snyder, who has struck out and singled. Cole Kimball is up for the 2nd time today. Hard thrower who, if all goes well, will never pitch in AAA again. Big addition to the Nats bullpen just under a week ago. Good swing by Snyder. Opposite field. It'll go for at least 2. Hasworth plays it well off the wall, and Brandon Snyder is 2 for 3. This might be one of those at the first sign of trouble innings for John Lannon.
Yeah, that almost an inside-out stroke. Watch him pull his hands in.
And that's on our Jeep Exmo, brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. Top of the order now, Robert Andino. Hairston is expecting a bunt. And, of course, no such swing by Andino. Asked you the question last night, Mike, about Buck's tendencies. You kind of said he's hard to read in situations like this. He'll switch off and do different things.
Yeah, he's not really predictable.
And this is why I always wondered why pitchers don't go inside move to second base to see if the batter's going to show bunt right here. Do that little wheel pick to second base, see if he flinches, then you can put on a defense. I think they're swinging away.
Or maybe he was not supposed to. Looks like Willie Randolph's going to have a conversation. As Andino backs into the conversation.
Yeah, I think he was beeping right there. He put it in reverse.
Yeah, John Russell in the dugout, we understand he had a shot in his knee. And he's giving him some problems. So Willie Randolph, the normal bench coach, out at third base.
Target in. He shows bunt, takes it low, 2-1.
So he didn't show bunt because he didn't get the bunt sign, probably.
Didn't look like he was too thrilled to get the bunt sign either.
That's a big run. Orioles bullpen has been struggling. Trying to extend it to at least a 5-2 lead here in the 7th. And that ball, he kind of stabbed at it, almost like he was bunting for a base hit rather than just trying to lay it down.
And that was not the sacrifice position.
Now he was bunting for a hit all the way. The sacrifice, you're going to put it out there, show it very early. He actually went leg kick on that to try to trick the defense into thinking he was swinging and bunt at the last second.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Lannon backdoor breaking ball, and look at this. The bunt doesn't work. He gets a double, and the Orioles do take a 5-2 lead. Playing Pepper with the right field wall. Great approaches by 2 consecutive right-handed hitters. I mean, that's the way you have to attack John Lannon.
Yeah, here's the fastball. This one out over the plate. And again, Andino's a pretty good opposite field, right field hitter. Head right down on it. And easily out of the reach of Jason Worth.
Yeah, that's a ball you got to bury in with 2 strikes. You can't let anything out over the plate where you can move the runner.
9 hits given up by Lannon in 6+ innings. Does strike out 6. And young, hard-throwing Cole Kimball will get the call for Washington as the Orioles are into the Nats bullpen. Of the Orioles and Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Orioles and Nationals. John Lannon, 6+ innings, 9 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, hit a batter. And he's on the hook for his 5th loss of the year unless the Nationals can rally. And here's Cole Kimball coming into the season rated the number 7 Washington pitching prospect at the age of 25, and now 3 of their top 7, Kimball, Ramos, and Danny Espinosa, are all on the big league club.
The fastball curve split, got a very good split. He'll run that fastball up there 95 miles an hour at times. Got a great arm.
And what we've seen certainly the last couple of days with this Nationals bullpen is some outstanding velocity out of this bullpen, and young.
And you haven't even seen Drew Storen yet. He has really been something. Here's Adam Jones, nobody out, runner at second. They pinch at the corners, Hairston and LaRoche. Adam Jones, obviously a good bunter. Got the first pitch, breaking ball.
Jerry Hairston took a couple of steps back after that swing.
Hey, you're creeping in, you're thinking bunt. There's a big old slow curveball right out over the plate.
He goes with another one and misses inside. Don't see Kimball throw back-to-back breaking balls very often.
A little sweeping breaking ball today. We've seen the 12-6 version of this. His split will go straight down too. His fastball's got a little bit of cut to it. Like I said, he'll average about 92, but he can pop it up there 95 when he wants to.
Target outside corner. Fastball up, hack to the right side. Espinosa has very good range and a good arm to finish it off. Quality at bat, though, for Adam Jones, moving Andino to third base.
Nice at bat, nice play by Danny Espinosa, ranging far to his right there, getting his feet underneath him, knowing he's got time. Little sidearm slingshot to Adam LaRoche. That's not an easy play.
Nick Markakis now, golden opportunity for his 15th RBI. A lot of baseball yet to be played, but the O's looking to go up by 4 here.
We'll see how the Nationals play. Will they play the infield in?
Or do you pitch around Markakis? And Vladdy's been known to hit into a few double plays on deck. Get that right matchup. Going after maybe a future Hall of Famer's got a couple hits today. I don't know.
Guerrero, 5 double play balls this year. This is where the splitter might come in. And that was it.
It was it.
Sitting up a little bit, though.
And this is where Markakis usually just tries to go right back up the middle or to the opposite field. Very difficult to fool and get out on his front foot.
It's also tough when split is your best pitch and you got a runner on third base. You really got to have confidence in your catcher to block it.
A very young catcher. Jim Johnson now joined by Koji Uehara. Markakis extending his hitting streak to 7 games today with a base hit to left center back in the 3rd. There's a backdoor breaking ball. Yeah, you're right, FP, about his breaker. It's not straight down today, more of a sweeper.
A little slurvy action to it. This is where you might think about a fastball up in the zone or that split down in the zone.
Fastball away, and Markakis tried to right it that way.
Yeah, tried to come in, didn't quite get it there.
Good speed at third and Andino in case there's a fly ball that's not that deep.
A little overthrow right there from Kimball.
That usually happens when you go from throwing the good curveball to try to throw the great one.
Three and two, another off-speed pitch, base hit. Cole Kimball barely even using his fastball during that at bat. And those will be the last 2 runs charged to John Lennon as the Orioles go on top 6-2.
Yeah, that's the goal of his at bat all the way through is just to hit it, whatever's thrown right back up the middle, literally.
That is just a pretty swing. You know, haven't seen Nick Markakis play that much, just watching the highlights that night, but he has got one of the prettiest left-handed swings in all of baseball.
John Lannon's 4.53 ERA will go up with 6 runs in 6 innings. Still only 1 out, and here's Vlad, who's 1 for 3, trying to record his 7th consecutive multi-hit game and a fastball upstairs.
Well, Vlad always seems to bring out the best fastball. That one 97.
It's funny playing those years with Barry Bonds. You'd see guys throwing 92, 93. All of a sudden, Barry Bonds comes up there, 97, 96, 97. There's always a little more in the
fear
tank.
factor. Oh, you can always reach back.
Is that a check swing? What does the play-by-play guy call that?
That's in between.
I mean, ouch.
That's the opposite of the swing he took last time up when he missed.
That's a full swing and trying to stop it.
His hands just decided to follow the bat barrel around. Why bother? 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a beautiful breaking ball by Kimball. 1 and 2.
And that's the one he was trying to throw Markakis.
Yeah, just try to keep throwing the good ones. He had buckled Guerrero.
Citrix on the pitch track. Check them out at convergencetech.us. And a 1-2 count. Bottom of the 7th, the Orioles have added 2 more runs. both charged to John Lennon, and they're trying to draw even in this series, leading 6-2. Look at that. Another multi-hit game for Vladimir Guerrero. And another young pitcher wondering, where do I pitch this guy? 4 hits in the inning now for the Orioles.
Mike, we used to call that trap set, and Vladimir Guerrero swings through the fastball up, doesn't look very good on it. What does he do? He looks for it up there with 2 strikes. Look at him get on top of that. Little tomahawk chop. Wilson Ramos almost standing up to catch that ball.
Really is amazing. You say there's no pattern to be able to pitch to him because he'll look funny on the one pitch and you come right back with it and he'll hit a rocket somewhere.
Exmo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks Dodge has ever built. Ram. Now Kimball with a breaking ball for a strike to Matt Wieters. He has extended his inning streak to 10 games.
When Kevin Brown was my teammate in Los Angeles, he couldn't get Vladimir Guerrero out. And he knew I played with him in Montreal. And he would come in and scream at me after every inning and say, how do I get this guy out? I have no idea. I'm just going to throw it right down the middle. I have no clue. He tried everything. He'd go in, he'd go up, he'd go down. And Vladimir would hit everything and had him spinning in circles out there. And we're talking about Kevin Brown. He had, back in the day in the 90s.
In his prime, he had the best stuff I ever saw.
So frankly. It was funny for me to see one of the best pitchers in the National League coming in and asking me how to pitch Vladimir Guerrero. I said, Brownie, I have no idea. Maybe just try throwing it down the middle and hope he hits it right at somebody.
He should have a bunch of pitchers do his introduction speech in Cooperstown someday. On a pitch up and in, fouled straight back by Wieters. Matt Wieters, of course, one of the best hitters in all of baseball. With runners in scoring position, came into this series in that department 16 for 29. He did it again last night with a 2-run double. He had a base hit with a man at first today.
When you put up those kind of numbers with runners in scoring position, sometimes as a hitter it's tough to get yourself up for nobody on, nobody out. You're used to driving in runs. You get amped for those at-bats. Now all of a sudden you go up there's nobody on. And you're, hey,
kind of lost. What do I do?
What do I do? There's nobody out there.
Two-2 pitch, base hit, left field. They're going to wave around Markakis, and the Orioles are turning this one into a laugher. 7-2 Baltimore. I mean, you got guys going the opposite way, hitting the ball on the ground, off the scoreboard. Vladimir Guerrero in the middle of it all. Nothing a defense can do.
Yeah, well-placed base hit by Matt Wieters, and we've seen it a lot this year. Certainly with runners in scoring position, he'll stay back. It's a pretty good pitcher's pitch. He'll take the ball the other way with the best of them. They may keep Willie Randolph at third base for a couple of more days. John Russell to rest that knee.
I mean, how does your average with runners in scoring position go up if you're Matt Wieters? That's unbelievable.
Now Steve McCaddy will visit with Cole Kimball, who's given up 3 consecutive hits. J.J. Hardy is next. 5 hits in the inning and 3 more runs for Baltimore.
That's similar to the inning they had back in the 3rd inning. For the first time in a while, but able to bunch together an inning. Multiple hits, multiple quality at bats.
Sean Burnett and Tyler Clippard, 2 of the 3 of what we call the big 3, who usually pitch late in ball games when the Nationals have the lead. Low and away to J.J. Hardy. Hardy 0 for 3 and 0 for his last 23. Right now, this is the only lineup spot that has not produced at least 1 hit for the Orioles today. Breaking ball, hanging, base hit. Guerrero coming home. Lance Nick's throw is well short. And now it's 8-2. Where is Cole Kimball's fastball today?
Well, by St. Token, I'm sure he's saying, boy, they found every hole in this field. They've worn out that groove between short and third. And right back up the middle. Again, out of the reach of Jerry Hairston.
And I thought originally Lance Dix might have a shot at Vladimir Guerrero. That ball did take a while to get out to him. Vladdy doesn't run half as good as he used to. Nice job of hustling. Good job on the secondary lead, breaking on the ball on contact.
There's Mark Reynolds, 8th Oriole to bat in the inning. Still only 1 out. Back-to-back doubles, a ground ball, and now 4 consecutive singles. Baltimore double-digit hits again. What's that, 7 in a row now, Mike?
I think it is.
13 hits today. They had 12 last night in a losing effort. Mark Reynolds has walked, scored, and doubled today, 1 for 2.
Yeah, been on base 5 times in a 2-game series so far. Really has struggled at home.
And a 2-1 pitch. That's right under his hands, inside corner, counts even.
And took a little off. This fastball has been throwing 94, 95. This one was 91. It absolutely darted his spot.
Maybe that's a problem. Overthrowing, ball with tendency to straighten out.
He does get excited. He's young, and you could tell how he's feeling. He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
That's a check swing on a breaking ball for the strikeout. 2 down.
Take a look at this swing by Reynolds. Just a little bit too far in that breaking ball.
Well, the Nationals batted around a couple of times last night. The Orioles have done it once today. And now Nolan Reimold will be their 9th batter here in the 7th. Big blow of the game, the 2-run homer that tied it. On a fastball up, it's popped up. Way over the dugout. And the count's even 1-1. Crowd of 33,107 here today. Watching their ball club. Well, there are some Nationals fans here, of course, but the Orioles fans watching their club out-hit Washington 13-5 and leading 8-2. So the teams are threatening here to trade blowouts, setting up a rubber game tomorrow. Good breaking ball, strike 2. Throws him another. It's up and in.
Long inning for Kimball. Now he's in the 30s for innings for pitches per inning.
Yeah, we've seen him about 4 or 5 times already. Haven't seen him throw this many breaking balls in any of his outings. There's a good heater. Almost had him going, and the count's full, 3-2. Good hold by Reimold here.
Yeah, maybe too good of a pitch. 2-2 pitch right in on the hands of Reimold.
Another breaking ball popped up right side. That'll be out of play. Washington came into this game with the 7th best ERA in the National League at 3.62. FP, there haven't been more than 3 or 4 games all year where they've been in a position of being blown out by any means.
No, they've been great. The pitching staff has been fantastic. And the one question mark that all Nationals fans have, and maybe even somebody in the organization in spring training, was the pitching staff. They've been outstanding. It's the offense that has yet to find its groove.
On a fastball away, a fly ball to right center. Bernardina and Worth, and Jason will take it. Orioles bat around, score 4 more. And today I mean it. It's been a privilege, gentlemen.
Day. Thanks so much for everything you do.
Well, thank you, Zach Britton, and welcome back to the booth. Jim Hutzer with FP Santangelo and Mike Flanagan, and it's happened 2 nights in a row. I go next door, have a little popcorn, and Bob Carpenter comes in, and an offensive explosion breaks out.
You have no runs and no hits.
Yeah, you are very much a defensive broadcaster.
I am in a slump, I'll tell you. I am in a slump, but what a turnaround. The Orioles getting some big clutch base hits. They were getting base hits last night. The problem was the Nationals kept hitting it out of the ballpark. Today, Jeremy Guthrie kept them in the ballpark. And today's call to the bullpen brought to you by Maryland Law Enforcement, who reminds you to buckle up day and night, click it or ticket every ride, every time, day or night.
Well, Jim Johnson, this will be his 20th appearance on the season. Just a couple of innings on Wednesday against the Yankees, but then again, I guess who didn't? But 2 scoreless innings for Jimmy. He's lowered his ERA, a couple of earned runs over his last 7 appearances. Outstanding moving fastball, anywhere from 95, 97. Big time curveball over top, straight changeup. He really has starter stuff out of the bullpen.
So Johnson, who started coming in last inning but went back to the bullpen, now comes on in the 8th. And there's a fastball too tight, 2-1. Another outstanding outing for Jeremy Guthrie. Just 2 unearned runs over 7 innings. And how about that, Mike, with Jeremy Guthrie, the pitcher of record, 8 runs scored by the Orioles.
They want to call Guinness, right? He's had 5 of his 9 starts coming in, 0 runs of support.
And he did exactly what Buck Showalter needed him to do today, was get deep in the game and give his team a chance to win, and he more than did that.
Yeah, I think he was thrilled to have the 4. Never mind the 4 more they scored in the 7th.
Hardy plays the big bouncer and then fires to get the hustling Bernardina, and 1 away. Here's a look at the local Ford dealers' drive of the game for the Nats. Let's go back to the 3rd inning. Ian Desmond came up and he ripped it to left field. That one is a double, and he would eventually score on the error by Brandon Snyder, but Ian Desmond, one of the 5 base hits off Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie walked only 1 batter in the game, and he struck out 4. And there's a bunt attempt. Jim Johnson will have to hurry, and he slips and falls, throws, not in time. It didn't appear he had any chance, and that was a bang-bang play at first.
When he fell down, I thought Ian Desmond is safe by a mile. This is a great job of making this play close. Ian Desmond go a little Bellata action right there with the bunt, getting a little backspin. And that's just a great play.
Yeah, as soon as you get on your heels, your feet go right out from underneath. He tried to put the brakes on, but you're right. I didn't think he had a chance. I thought it would be a wild throw, never mind on the bag with something on it.
So Desmond on with good speed. Here's Lance Nix. And there's a strike right at him, 0-1. The Blue Jays came from 5-0 down to win at home today against the Astros as Nix swings through it. And Jose Bautista hit 2 more home runs. He now has 18 for Bautista. As Toronto won 7-5, so the Blue Jays are now 23-22. The Blue Jays are the one AL East team the Orioles have not yet played. With a very unusual schedule this year. 0-2 on Nix. There's a ball hit towards Hardy. He's got it 2 down. Soft line drive for the out. Well, gather up your group and enjoy Oriole Park's newest fan destination. That's right, it's the Miller Lite Flight Deck. For one low price, you enjoy a fun, casual atmosphere with bar-like seating, great view of the game, and everyone in your group receives a food and beverage voucher you can use anywhere in the ballpark. Individual tickets are also available for select games. For more on the Miller Lite Flight Deck, 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. And it is packed today with the fans enjoying the Orioles and Nats in the Mid-Atlantic rivalry. So 2 down in the 8th with Desmond on at first. Jason Worth is 1 out of 3 with a single. And a little bit low. 2-0 on Worth. Can't catch up to it. 2-1. Johnson has allowed only 1 run in his last 3 outings, covering 4 innings. But this is how you like to have it go in the game, where you're navigating through and trying to work from the back of the bullpen back. But the starter has to do the first job, and Guthrie did that.
Well, absolutely. You know, it's been part of the problem with the bullpen as the starters not running deeply in the ball games. I get the feeling Buck may just stay with Jim Johnson. I guess depending on how this inning goes for the 9th.
Misses outside for ball 3. Well, before the game, when he was discussing the bullpen's problems, which really have been season long, only 6 scoreless outings for the bullpen for the year in 41 games, he said, well, part of that is how many outs are they asked to get. 3-2 is fouled back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it a little bit unfair. You take that game, the 15-inning game, the bullpen gave him 7 scoreless innings out of the bullpen,
right,
in almost a do-or-die situation through that whole extra innings. You know, a lot of stress on that bullpen, but it wears down. It's a compounding effect. And I know Buck also had a talk with some of the starters about taking responsibility to run deeper in the games and not exposing that bullpen.
Weekly hit towards second base, and Dino will flip to Snyder, and that ends the inning. Bunt single, a man left. We're in the middle of the 8th, and an 8-2 Orioles lead.
starting early. Nationals on the board first, scoring a couple of runs on an error by Brandon Snyder, but the Orioles are going to come right back. Nolan Reimold, first of the year, answering back. They would add a couple more after that 2-run homer. Then Andino, a nice bat later on in the 7th when they started to add on a few more. Wieters had a base hit, strung them together, 5 straight base hits through there. Markakis chopping it off at another RBI. So Reimold, 2-run homer. Guthrie, 7 innings, outstanding. 5 hits, no earned runs allowed for Jeremy this afternoon. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and Vladimir Guerrero just keeps piling up the hits. 7th straight multi-hit game.
And Tyler Clippard comes on for the Nats. Clippard, the 3rd pitcher used. Kimball, 2 earned runs in his 1 inning of relief of John Lannon.
And Clippard got a fastball, slider, curveball change. They'll run that fastball up there 94, 95 miles an hour, back it up with a very good changeup. A lot of times you'll see hitters swing through that high fastball because of his deceptive delivery.
Michael Morse now at first base. He replaces Adam LaRoche. And here is Brandon Snyder. Hard hit ball right to third. A big bounce to Hairston. And on 1 pitch, 1 down in the 8th inning. Time for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates. Jeremy Guthrie, 7 innings, no earned runs, stands to win the game. Nolan Reimold, 2-run home run tied it. Or Vladimir Guerrero, a 7th consecutive multi-hit game. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862.
So yesterday the Nats won. They scored 17 runs, and there was an Orioles player in there. And today, the Orioles are winning 8-2, and I didn't see a Nats player in there in that question. I didn't see an option there for Nats fans to jump in. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just stirring the pot up here a little bit right now because obviously there's going to be a rubber match tomorrow, barring a late inning rally by the Nats.
There's a ball lifted to center field off the bat of Andino.
Some friendly banter.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out who you wanted to put on there.
Tomorrow at the production meeting, you can bring up. Let's make sure.
I'm waiting.
Equal opportunity.
Ian Desmond has a couple of hits. Tyler Clippard's got a couple of quick outs right here.
A couple of quick outs.
And Jason Aldean was here.
Right.
I mean, throw him in there. He had a Nats uni on in batting practice. Little She's Country, Big Green Tractor, Crazy Town.
Who is that?
Jason Aldean, country superstar.
Never heard of him.
Come on, throw him in there.
I honestly never heard of him.
It's in concert.
He's working tonight. Yeah, you can't vote for him.
Throw him in there, D.
Adam Jones up. He's got a hit. Bunt single. And that ball's lined fair down the line. He's got a multi-hit game. And Adam will make the turn and head to second base easily with a double. So Adam is 2 out of 5. His 13th multi-hit game on the year, so his consistency at the plate continues.
Yeah, fastball about thigh high out of the plate. And Adam Jones, when he's swinging the bat well, he's hitting the ball to right field, staying behind the ball. The textbook swing. We may have to add him to the list. Anybody else you want to take off?
Put Shackelford on there from the Preakness. I don't know. Yeah.
Boy, he had to kick Animal Planet off the list. No Triple Crown for Animal Planet.
Well, Clippard now will face Markakis with a runner in scoring position. 2 men down in the inning. And there's a strike taken. Showalter looking on from the Oriole bench. His team 3 outs away from evening this series. Baseball got loose from the bullpen. Koji must be getting loose.
I was just going to say, an indication usually the starter's a little, or the reliever's a little bit wild.
Yeah, with that splitter that bounced away and onto the field. There is Koji. 0-1 on Markakis. RBI single. Last at bat, single in the 3rd. He has scored twice. So the Orioles now with 14 hits. It's 10 or more hits in 7 consecutive games. It's a foul back to the screen. Jones, Markakis, Guerrero, Wieters, and Snyder all have multi-hit games. So 5 of the 9 are multi-hit. That is real good production top to bottom. Nothing in 2 on Markakis. And he got him. So Nick down on strikes. That ends the inning. 2 out double. And a man left. We'll head to the 9th. 8-2 O's. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com and by your local Ford dealers. A nice look at downtown as there's the Washington Monument. And Interstate 83 to the right, and here's Koji on the mound.
Yeah, making his 18th appearance of the year. ERA of 2.50. Koji pitched in that marathon 15-inning game a few days ago. Came on in the 10th inning, struck out the side, struck out Nunez, and struck out Jeter and Granderson to go through. It has now strung together 6 straight scoreless outings after a little blip on the radar. Fastball, splitter, usually pretty good, or actually great command. Throws a lot of strikes.
And Matt Stairs swings through it. Well, don't forget, fans, to text Orioles to 29292 for alerts direct to your mobile phone. Message and data rates may apply. There's the splitter, and it's 0-2. See, the bad one was in the bullpen. It bounced on the field. There's a good one. Stairs fouls it off. Stairs is 0 for 3 for the game. He was hitless last night as well, going 0 for 4. Slap to left, long run for Reimold, and he gets to it, but it goes off his glove, and Stairs will reach. Reimold did everything but catch it. And a double rule by Mark Jacobson, the official scorer today.
Yeah, fastball up and out over the plate. Stairs goes right with it. Reimold appears to have it tracked.
And that's just a feel-good hit for Matt Stairs. He's been struggling all season long. So for him to get on the board with a knock, that feels like he's got 4.
And just his 3rd hit of the season and his first extra base hit. Here's Michael Morse, first at bat, foul ball at the plate.
Well, fans, you can entertain clients, colleagues, and more with a custom suite package here at Oriole Park. Private suites available in a variety of locations and packages. It offers your company a sophisticated, affordable way to make a statement. To find out more, Orioles.com/suites or 410-547-6076. Arrange for a private tour. Morse can't catch up to it, and it's 0-2. Runner at second and none down. Ground ball knocked down by Koji. He'll retreat and get it to first for the first out in the ninth inning. Well, for every Orioles walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the Living Classrooms Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 137 walks for a total of $6,850. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Wilson Ramos batting now with a runner at third as Stairs moved up on the ground out. Swings through the splitter, 0-1. Ramos is hitless on the night. High fly ball right field. Should be deep enough to get a run in. Markakis backpedaling now. Grabs it for the out, and here comes Matt Stairs. So a sac fly and an RBI, and it's 8-3.
First earned run of the afternoon.
And 2 down in the inning, so Koji exchanges it out for a run.
Nice job of hitting by Wilson Ramos. A lot of times you'll see young guys come up there in RBI situations and try to pull the ball. He's done a great job all season letting that ball get deep and going the other way.
Danny Espinosa takes ball one. Here's an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. Guthrie with 71%. Reimold and Guerrero behind. Still time to vote. A, B, or C to 51862. And popped up. This should do it. Left side of the infield. It's Hardy. He waits. And he makes the catch. And the Orioles have evened up the series at a game each. That sets up a rubber game for tomorrow. Orioles win it, 8 runs on 14 hits, 8-3 the final. We're coming back to Camden Yards after this.